What I'm gonna do before I start, we're gonna sanitize our hands, right? I am going to take off the non-line cake. This will be considered which bag? Multi-use bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in that bag. Now I'm gonna go into my suitcase. I'm gonna pull out my chemical permanent bag. Then I'm gonna bring it over here. We're gonna re-sanitize my hands. Pull all my stuff out. My chemical cape, my cotton gloves, my combs, my neck strip, my clips, my perm rods, my wave lotion, and some end papers. This bag will go into which one? Single use. The single use. So I need to get my strips out. So I'm going to do an under over. Do an under over like this. That way it can be under the cape and on top of the cape. And this is you see a little cape? It's like a little children's cape. I got a cape watch. So I'm just going to tie that up. Tie it up really good. So you don't have to worry about it falling. Because if it falls, you're going to have to get out another cape. Under and over. I'm going to go in and I'm going to take out my wave lotion. I have base. I have some Q-tips for my base. You're also going to need gloves, cotton, gloves, and a plastic cap. I have, I think, 2 of them in there just in case. And my perm rods. With the perm rods, even though you're rolling up 3, still take more than 3 in case you drop them. All this stuff is my single-use item, so I'm just gonna throw it in there. But this section, you don't want to use anything metal, so your rat tail comb needs to be plastic, your clips need to be plastic, everything needs to be plastic. And they're going to be watching as you take everything out the bag. They're going to see where you put it at. When you're using your end papers, if you put it in your hand and you twist it, you'll be able to separate them. Fan it out. All right, so now you're going to go in and create those 5 sections. So 2 across the front. So they're going to give you 10 minutes to set up and do all this. You're going to go ahead and pull your stuff out, get it ready, and you're going to go ahead and part the hair off into those 5 sections. So how wide do you think that middle section should be? Right. The width and the length of the perm rod that you're using. To be on the safe side, it's just safe if you just use the gray ones. All right. So when they tell you you can begin, you're going to go in, you're going to saturate that section. If you need to come over here, you can come over here because I'm kind of got it at an angle. So make sure your parts are nice and clean.
So is that called a subsection?
Yes, subsection. So I'm gonna go in, take my end paper. Your end paper, you can do a book fold or you can use 2 of them, however you wanna do it. Just make sure you get all the hair inside of it, nice and flat. Create that tension to it. Make sure you go past the hair. You should be rolling the end paper first before you get the the hair inside of the end paper. You see she has layers right there that's coming up. If you take another end paper and just put it directly on top of that and continue to roll, it'll have it flat for you. So pull it straight out at a 90 degree. When you put that band on, it's gonna go directly on top. Don't push that band forward where it's on the base. It has to go directly on top of that perm rod. Just make sure they're not too thick. The perm rods should be touching each other. If you could put a finger in between your perm rods, your sections are too wide. My favorite is the book fold. Which one do y'all like to do?
The book fold.
I think the book fold is the easiest.
It is.
So notice I keep that tension tool. You see how straight that is? And I started rolling that end paper first. Keep going, keep it nice and tight. Keep that tension to it.
Let me hold it, Kiki.
And put that band directly on top of it. Do not turn that band over. And I'm gonna do one more because you gotta do 3 of them. Make sure your parts are nice and clean. Spray it with some water. Go in. Keep it nice and smooth. All right, now that you have that done, I'm done with this comb. It's gonna go in the multi-use, right? Now I'm gonna go in with my base. See, when you have these type of containers, you gotta have a little spatula or a Q-tip or something to use. So I'm gonna go in and take some of that base. And I'm just gonna put it around that section. Just around that little section. Now this goes back to manufacturer direction. There are some times where you do have to base and there's some where you don't have to base. But for this case, they want you to base. So then you're gonna go in, after you base, put your cotton around that section. So you can also use this too. This is water. We have plenty of these here. We can just put wave lotion on top of it. Now put your gloves on. You're gonna put your gloves on, and then you're going to apply your wave lotion front, back, front, back, front, back. Then you're gonna put your plastic cap on, and then you're gonna stand back. Then they're gonna come around you, and they're gonna ask you to do a test curl. So then you're gonna remove this. Where is this gonna go? Am I gonna put it right here?
No.
Right, it's single use. So I'm gonna throw that in there. I'm gonna take my cotton off. Where does this go? Then I'm gonna take a perm rod. I'm gonna undo it, and I'm gonna push it up. And that's how you do a test curl. And then I'm gonna just roll it on back up. Now, once everybody gets finished, they're gonna tell you have 5 minutes to clean up. So while we're cleaning up, we're gonna go ahead and take the perm rods out. The papers go where?
Single use.
Single use. The perm rods go where?
Multi-use.
Single, multi-use items. I'm going to be reusing these right here. So this going in there. All of this is going to go in there in the multi-use. This, I'm going to put that in the single use. And these end papers, I'm going to go ahead and put these in the single use. And I'm just going to leave it like this.